The last day of the world in a faraway future. Earth had changed beyond recognition. The oceans had risen, swallowing cities. The sky was constantly dark, and strange storms raged across the land. People lived in domed cities, protected from the harsh world outside. The world was slowly dying, but nobody knew exactly how or why it had come to this. In the largest domed city, known as Haven, lived a brave young girl named Lyra. She had grown up hearing stories of the world before it changed. Lush forests, sparkling rivers, and sunny days. But now, all that was left were the domes, dark skies, and the endless hum of machines that kept them alive. One day, as Lyra was walking through the city, she overheard a conversation between two scientists. They were speaking in hushed tones, but Lyra's sharp ears caught the words she dreaded. The end is near. We can't save Earth anymore. Lyra's heart raced. The world was dying, and even the scientists had no answers. But she refused to believe that there was no hope. There had to be a way to save the planet. She decided to find out the truth. That night, under the cover of darkness, Lyra sneaked out of Haven. She knew the risks of leaving the dome. Wild creatures roamed the land outside, and the air was toxic. But her curiosity and determination were stronger than her fear. She traveled through abandoned cities, now overgrown with strange plants. As she walked, she found ancient books and old maps hidden in libraries. From these, she learned about a mysterious place called the Heart of Earth, a legendary spot deep in the mountains, where it was said that the planet's life force was kept alive. The Heart of Earth, the book said, is the last place where nature still lives. If it dies, so does the world. Lyra knew she had to reach it before it was too late. She gathered what little she needed and set off on a dangerous journey. She trekked through deserts of cracked earth, crossed rivers that had turned black, and climbed steep mountains that seemed to touch the sky. Along the way, she met other survivors, people who had given up on the idea of saving the planet and had simply accepted their fate. But Lyra refused to give up. She believed that she could make a difference. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Lyra arrived at the entrance of a glowing cavern deep inside a mountain. Inside, she saw a glowing crystal at the heart of the earth. The crystal pulsed with light, like the heartbeat of the planet itself. But as she approached, she saw that the crystal was flickering, losing its strength. Suddenly, a voice echoed in her mind. Who dares to enter my realm? Lyra stood tall and replied, I am Lyra, and I've come to save the world. The voice was silent for a moment before it spoke again. You are brave, young one, but you cannot save the earth alone. It is a fragile thing, and even the most powerful of forces cannot stop its decay. Lyra's heart sank, but then she remembered the stories from her childhood. Stories of how humans once lived in harmony with nature, protecting the land and the creatures. She closed her eyes and made a promise to the earth. I won't give up, she whispered. The world needs people to care again. We can't just hide in domes. We must rebuild our connection with nature. We must help it heal together. The crystal pulsed brighter, and the cavern began to glow. A warm breeze filled the air. The voice spoke once more, softer now. Your words have rekindled the earth's spirits. You have reminded me that hope is not lost. The world can heal, but only if people are willing to work together to protect the land and each other. The crystal erupted in a burst of energy, sending a wave of light through the mountain. The air outside began to change. The toxic clouds started to clear, and the first rays of sunlight in centuries broke through the sky. The earth had been given a second chance. Lyra returned to Haven, her heart full of hope. She shared the story of her journey with the people in the domed cities, telling them that the world could heal, but it would take effort, love, and care. The people listened, and slowly, the cities began to change. They no longer relied on machines to survive. They began planting trees, cleaning the rivers, and restoring balance with the earth. And as the years passed, the world transformed Once again, the deserts turned green, the rivers flowed clear, and the skies were filled with light. Lyra, now an old woman, sat by the window of her home one day, watching children play in the grass under the warm sun. She smiled, knowing that she had helped save the world. The earth had not ended, but instead had been reborn. And so, Lyra's adventure became a legend, passed down through generations, reminding everyone that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and together, people can save the world.